Hello and welcome to Kitchen Inspirations. My name is Carmelo and I want to thank you for joining us here at our Sojirushi American Corporation headquarters. Today is September 15th and I want to thank you again for joining us. It is a sunny day and I hope that wherever you are, whatever you're doing, you are also having a lovely, sunny, awesome day. Well, without further ado, I do want to talk about something that is very dear to me, and that is rice cookers. So if you're someone who has no idea what a rice cooker is, if you're thinking about buying a rice cooker, or if you just love rice, then this is the live stream to watch. Make sure to stick all the way until the end because this will be jam-packed with information. Again, if you have any questions at all throughout the live streams, do let me know in the comments below. And myself or one of our lovely staff will help you out with that question. Okay, so the first thing that you might be asking is, what is a rice cooker? Simply put, a rice cooker is a kitchen appliance designed to cook rice. In simple terms, you get the rice and, for example, you put it in the cooking pan right here. Once it's in the cooking pan, you then put the cooking pan in the rice cooker and it'll automate the process of cooking rice. Again, phenomenal technology. Okay, so you might be thinking, I want to buy a rice cooker, but hey Carmelo, I've been making rice for a very long time using my cooking pan or pots. Why would I make the switch? And that is a good question indeed. I would say that there are a few pros for using a rice cooker. Have you ever cooked rice in a cooking pan and you have to be there at all times making sure that the rice is cooking properly? For example, you have to make sure that the water is not overboiling and overflowing outside of the cooking pan. You have to make sure that it is cooking the rice consistently and evenly. However, you do have to make sure that everything is safe. For example, if you have toddlers, pets, or family members just running in and out of the kitchen, of course that is a safety hazard. So these are the things that you have to consider when making rice in a cooking pan. With a rice cooker, it automates that process for you. So again, it's very safe. You don't have to sit in for the 30, 40, or 50 minutes or whatever long it takes. And of course, it makes consistent rice each time. Okay? So, you might be thinking, okay, yeah, I'm sold. I want a rice cooker. But there are so many kinds. Which one is right for me? And that's what I'm going to get into right now. So Sojirushi has been making rice cookers for over 50 plus years. So we've dabbled with different types of technology. Today I will introduce 4 types that we have. The first type that I want to introduce is our conventional rice cookers. So this bad boy right here is a conventional type rice cooker. The way that you make rice with this rice cooker is essentially you rinse the rice. And I'll get into details why you want to do that later. However, once you rinse the rice, you then insert the rice in the cooking pan where you let it soak for 30 minutes. Once that step is done, it's that simple. You just put it in here, okay, close the lid, and then you click this easy to use control switch. Once that is done, you are ready and you will have cooked rice in about 30 to 50 minutes depending on the quantity that you do put in here. Okay? Another great feature that this has is that it has a keep warm setting. The keep warm setting, what is that? Well, the keep warm setting, what it does is that it keeps the rice warm for however long you need it to be. So for example, let's say you cook rice at 1, you start cooking it, it's finished by 2, but you won't eat rice until 3 p.m. That's when your lunch starts. Then it'll keep the rice warm for 1 hour. Then you could just simply take out the lid again, take out your rice, and it'll be perfectly cooked at the right temperature for you to eat. Again, it'll keep this rice warm for however long you need it. That means that if you go on for 48 hours, it'll continue keeping it warm. But we don't recommend that you do that. In fact, we recommend that you do it for only 12 hours. After 12 hours, the rice does become a little bit inconsistent, a little bit dry, and it may yellow out. So we don't recommend that you do that. If you don't think you'll finish it within 12 hours, then what we recommend you do is you take it out, put it in a container where you could then let it cool down and then put it in the fridge for later use. Again, when you reheat it, it'll taste just right. So this is our conventional type rice cookers. Moving on, this is our MICOM type rice cookers. So MICOM, M-I-C-O-M. What is MICOM? Well, let me tell you a little time when I was in Japan. I lived there for 8 years. And the first year I realized, wow, that the Japanese like getting 2 words and shortening them into 1 word. Or they like getting elongated words and, of course, making them shorter. So a few examples are potato chips becomes potechi. Or remote control becomes remote cone. And my favorite, pocket monsters becomes Pokemon, or Pokemon as we know it here in the States. So this happens a lot in Japan. What do you think MyCom is? It's 2 words. Okay? So I'll let you think about it for a little bit. In the meantime, I'm going to see if any of you have any questions. Again, please do let me know down below. Okay. Okay, so did you get it? Let's see. So MyCom, it is microcomputer. Essentially what these rice cookers have, they have a microcomputer chip built into them, governing for how long and what temperatures to cook rice. So again, very, very phenomenal technology. Why do we do this? Well, another fun fact is there is 100,000 plus different types of rice grains in the world. That is a lot of rice. And of course, not every rice is made the same. So using different types of rice grains, we need to cook them at different temperatures and different times. So a lot of these MyCom rice cookers have that pre-programmed into them. So you don't have to worry about the temperatures, the time, or whatever. You just look right here, and this one in particular, this is the NLGAC10 rice cooker. This one has, for example, jasmine rice, porridge, congee, which are all very, very good types of rice. In addition, this one has a steamer. As you can see right here, I'll show you. So here is a steam basket. So it can steam fish or vegetables while cooking rice. In addition, it also functions as a slow cooker. So this one right here is very versatile. Again, we have many different types of MyCom rice cookers, and they all have different functions. So in order for you to see what kind of MyCom rice cooker, if you do want one, simply go to shop.sojirushi.com and then click on rice cookers. Under the subcategories, you can look for something that has brown rice, long grain, short grain, medium grain, or you can look for even the slow cook function, and my favorite, of course, is baking cake function. Yeah, some of these rice cookers even bake cake. So if you have a sweet tooth, then definitely check that one out. Okay, so moving on with our induction heating type rice cookers. These are very high technology. What is induction heating? Well, induction heating occurs when a magnetic field is created. So let me show you right here. It is created within the rice cooker right here and the cooking pan. Because the cooking pan is made of a metallic substance, the magnetic field is able to generate instant high temperature heat instantly. So it is able to heat the whole cooking pan. What does this mean? Well, this means that the rice is being cooked evenly, of course, efficiently, and it'll just be great. Again, very high technology. And I say that the way that you cook rice is the key to making perfectly cooked rice. So again, very, very good. Moving on to our last type of rice cooker. This is our pressure type. What do you think that consists of? Well, for one, this also has a MyCom chip built into it. For two, it does have induction heating, so again, high heat. But last, it has pressure. Why would it need pressure in a rice cooker? Well, again, how you cook rice is the key to making perfectly cooked rice. So we call this premium convection, which is when pressure and induction heating, high temperature heat, are mixed into the cooking style, allowing it to kind of create this vortex-like tornado flipping and turning of rice and water while being cooked at the same time, allowing it to be even cooked that much more better. So again, this is the best of the best. This one is actually our flagship, and as you can see, it's very slick black. And let me show you right here. So there you go. This is our NWJEC10. Again, I've made rice with this, and I can vouch that this is, you can make rice better than this. This is just phenomenal. Okay, well, I do hope that you do have some questions because I just told you about all of our rice cookers. Again, you might be confused, or you might just want to say hello. If that's the case, do let me know right now. But with that said, I do want to go over them one more time, okay? So this is our conventional type rice cooker. Again, very easy to use, simple, cost-effective, easy to use switch, boom, you're ready. You have cooked rice. If you want versatility, then our MyCom type rice cookers are the way to go. You can cook rice, different grains also, such as quinoa, and you can even, again, bake cake. They function as a slow cooker, versatility. If you love making different types of dishes, this is the way to go. Again, if you just want the best of the best rice, if you want to say your quality of the rice is just phenomenal, then of course the induction heating and the pressure type rice cooker are the way to go. Okay? So let's see if you do have some questions. Okay. So I hope that some of you guys are hungry for rice now, because honestly, I love rice. I really do. Okay. All right. So let's see. All right. Well, moving on. So now that you know the different types of rice cookers, you might have some other questions pertaining rice cookers and rice. So I do want to answer some of them. Actually, I will be getting our frequently asked questions. And the first one being is, what rice cooker is the perfect one for me? Well, this is a very general and also very personal question, so there is no right or wrong answer. It really depends on you. But there are a few factors that you might want to consider. The first one being household size. So are you a single individual, or a family of 3 or less? If that's the case, then you might want to get a 3-cup rice cooker. Again, there are 3 sizes that we make. A 3-cup rice cooker, which makes about 6 cups of cooked rice. A 5.5 cup rice cooker, which makes about 10 cups of cooked rice. And we have a 10-cup rice cooker, which cooks about 20 cups of cooked rice. Okay? So moving on, if you are a family of, let's say, 3 and 4, then you probably want to get a 5.5 cup rice cooker. And last but not least, if you're a family of 6+ members, or if you just have a lot of family coming over on the weekends, if that's you, then definitely get a 10-cup rice cooker. Alrighty, the second factor that you might want to consider is kitchen space. And this one is actually very important. Don't oversee this one, because I actually have a personal story of when I was in Japan. So again, I was in Japan. The first year people told me, hey, buy a rice cooker because you're going to use it. You're going to eat rice every day. And actually I did. That's why I love rice. So I go to the store, buy myself a rice cooker. It's a 10-cup rice cooker. Again, the biggest type that we have. So I buy a 10-cup rice cooker, and I'm thinking, hey, the bigger the better, right? That's what I was thinking, at least. But by the time I go back to my apartment, I go back to my kitchen, and I notice, oh, wow, I don't have kitchen space for this gigantic rice cooker. So what do? I have to go back to the store, buy myself a cabinet to put on top, or excuse me, to put the rice cooker on top. And of course, this was a little inconvenient. So do make sure that you have the kitchen space. It is very important. But with that said, if you do have kitchen space, then definitely you can get a 10-cup rice cooker, a 5.5 cup rice cooker, or a 3-cup rice cooker. For your reference, these are all 5.5 cup rice cookers. So let me move this a little bit, just so you can kind of see. Okay, so as you can see, this is my hand right here. It is, well, it is not small. It's not big, but it's not small. Okay, again, right here. Alrighty, so kitchen space is important. And last but not least, the third factor that I do want to mention is, what are your needs? So this is very personal. For example, are you someone who just wants to cook brown and white rice? If that's the case, then definitely go with a conventional type rice cooker. They're easy to use, simple, cost effective, and they're mainly used for white and brown rice. However, if you want versatility, if you like cooking many dishes, if you want to bake cake, then if that's the case, definitely go for a MyCom type rice cooker. However, again, if you just want the best of the best quality rice, because the way that you cook rice is the key for making consistent, perfect, delicious rice. If that's the case, then definitely the induction heating or the pressure type rice cooker is the way to go. Alrighty. But of course, if you just want to get the best of the best, if you're like me and you don't care, you just want to get the best of the best, if that's the case, then definitely go with our pressure type rice cooker. They do everything and more. Okay, so this one again for you to see visually, this is the NWJEC10. Okay. Alrighty, so I hope now that you kind of understand what kind of rice cooker you want. Again, it's very personal. It's really up to you. But do keep those three factors in mind: household size, kitchen space, and what are your needs. Alrighty. Okay, so the next question that we get asked a lot is, why do you rinse rice? And I love this question simply because I've met people who don't want to rinse rice. It's a personal preference for them. They love how it tastes, how rice tastes without rinsing it. And again, very personal, but if that's you, so be it. But we do recommend that you rinse rice simply because of cleanliness. Of course, rice is grown and then it's taken to factories where it is milled off by machinery. When machinery is involved, of course, there is a chance that residue, foreign matter, anything, dust particles fall into the rice. And of course, when you rinse the rice, it drains those particles along with it. However, there is a more scientific reason of why we want to cook rice with, or why we want to rinse rice. And that is because of starch. So rice is a starch-based food. What does that mean? Well, when starch and water mix, it creates a very sticky substance. So it is sticky, it is glutinous. And of course, if there is excess starch, then the rice will become more sticky than it is originally intended. Again, so when rice is milled by machinery, again, it is milled off and it releases starch. And then after, when rice grains kind of rub against each other, they produce even more excess starch, allowing it to be extra sticky. And that is why we rinse rice. So have you ever noticed when you rinse rice, you kind of like swish the water around and a lot of white substance comes out? That is the excess starch. Sometimes you can even do that for 2 or 3 times and still a lot of starch would come out. So that is the unnecessary starch that will make the rice inconsistent. Again, the end goal is to have consistent, perfectly cooked rice, and that is why we rinse rice. All right, moving on to another frequently asked question is, what is Gaba brown rice? And I love this question personally, simply because I love eating healthy, and that is exactly what Gaba brown rice is. So, if you're a health guru, or if you just like, if you're health conscious, if you want to give the best nutrients for yourself and your family, then do listen up. Okay, so Gaba brown rice. It is not to be confused with a specific type of rice. It is not a type of rice. Gaba brown rice is simply brown rice activated. So how do you activate brown rice? Well, the way you activate brown rice is by cooking it at a specific 104 degrees Fahrenheit or 40 degrees Celsius using our rice cookers for 2 hours. That's 2 hours right there of it just kind of cooking. And after 2 hours, it'll activate the brown rice. Once it's activated, we can then consume the amino acid that is inside the brown rice. And this amino acid is called gamma-aminobutyric acid. So again, this amino acid is said to be very good for humans. It is said to improve sleep, reduce stress, reduce anxiety, improve with kidney function, improve with heart function, and the list goes on and on. It really is a phenomenal amino acid. In fact, some people even buy it in pill form. They get it, they buy the pills and just supplement the GABA or gamma-aminobutyric acid and take it every day. However, I say that eating the natural stuff is the good stuff. So if you are interested in Gaba brown rice, definitely check out one of our rice cookers that has that feature. Again, you can find that feature in our MyCom type rice cookers, in our induction heating type, and our pressure type. Again, you can go to shop.sojirushi.com, click under the rice cookers, and then look for the Gaba brown rice function. All right, well, with that said, the last question that we do get a lot is measurement cups. So they notice that our measurement cups are a bit smaller than the standard US American cups. And they ask, why is that? Well, simply put, this is actually history right here, so do listen up. Before, a long time ago, there is a Japanese thing called Masa. And I will show it right here in the close-up screen. Alrighty. So this is a masu. I don't know if you've seen this before, but this right here, you'll see it a lot of times when you drink Japanese sake. And you'll see the sake bottle inside here, or yeah. So this is a masu. And inside is exactly 180 milliliters. That is the standard way of measuring rice for a very long time in Japan. So it's a little bit culture, a little bit tradition. It just stayed like that until the years on. Even now, it is 180 milliliters for a standard rice cup. So that is the reason that the sojurushi measurement cups are a bit smaller than the US standard cups. And this is very important because if you use a standard US cup, you won't get the right consistency. So the way that you cook rice is you get the water to rice ratio perfectly. And let me again go to the close-up frame over here. So as you can see, you see white rice, right? So let's say you're looking at this 5 cup. Essentially what that means is you get 5 cups of the sojurushi measurement cup. So you put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There you go, 5 cups of rice. And then you level up the water all the way to right here, 5 cups. And there you would have consistent water to rice ratio. Again, if you use a US standard cup, it won't be consistent. Simply because 3/4, or excuse me, the US cup is 3/4 size. Or the sojurushi cup is 3/4 the size of the US cup. What does that mean? That means if you use rice, if you want to make rice, 4 cups of rice using the sojurushi cup, that's going to equate to 3 cups in the US standard cup. Again, it will be inconsistent. Either your rice will be too firm, not hard, very hard and not squishy enough, or it will be too, again, sticky, too much water. So definitely we recommend that you use a sojurushi measurement cup. If for whatever reason you lose it, your dog eats it, your baby throws it in the trash can, whatever it is, again, you can buy a replacement cup at shop.sojurushi.com. Okay, well with that said, I think that is about it. Let's see if you do have any questions. Okay. Alrighty. And okay, yeah, there is another question about cake. So, yes, some of our rice cookers even make cake. All right. And how do you make cake? Well, again, the way that you make cake is, so you can't really see, but there is a button that has a cake feature, okay? Not in this one in particular, but some of them do. And again, you mix the cake, you do however you make cake. You then put the ingredients inside, okay? And then you put it in here. Just like you put rice, put the cake feature, and voila. You just gotta wait until the cake bakes, and you're ready to eat very delicious rice. Again, because this is a cooking pan, a rice cooking pan, I do want to note that the shape will be very cooking. It'll be like this, very spherical. Alrighty? Okay. Well, with that said, I do want to thank you for joining us today. It is a beautiful day right here in Torrance, California, where our headquarters is stationed. I hope that wherever you are, whatever you're doing, again, you have a beautiful, lovely day. And of course, see you next time.